The government of Cameroon finally reacts on the deplorable road situation from the Mai 17 to Mutengene localities, all of Akko division in the southwest region of Cameroon, as this road network keeps on deteriorating as road users complain on the veritable nightmare they go through on this national road network. And on to the Northwest region, one of the board chairs of Elections Cameroon, Elecam, wraps up a discussion in Bamenda in order to boost voters' registration all across the Northwest region as the electoral calendar for this year closes by the end of August 2024. And the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris finally secures the ticket to run as President of the United States of America under the Democratic Party. This was the last of the 4-day resolutions taken in Chicago during the Democratic National Convention that just ended last night in the U.S. city of Chicago. Those were major stories. Good evening to you all. This is High Prime of Friday, the 23rd of August 2024 for presentation. I am attending Larry Kevin Sabot. We begin this newscast with one of our lead stories. As earlier mentioned, one of the board members of Elections Cameroon, Elecam GAPSA, has concluded discussions at addressing on the various issues of voters registration all across the Northwest region. The meeting that was highly attended by members of political parties, civil society and opinion leaders was presided over by Northwest Elecam Regional Boss Elvis Bowie as our Northwest correspondent Joy Nga reports.
As the pre-electoral year draws to a close, Elecam Northwest has convened an evaluation meeting involving stakeholders of the electoral process in the region to take stock of the successes and challenges encountered in getting inhabitants of the region prepared for the presidential polls come 2025. Speaking at the session, the regional delegate for Elecam stated that 26,000 persons have been registered as at the moment, and Elecam is doing all within its power to reach the hinterlands to get more persons registered.
If you have to compare this year to last year, by the end of August 2023, the region registered 18,178. This year we are already talking of over 26,000, and we are sure that by August 31st we will have hit the target of at least 27,000 new electors registered. With the assistance and collaboration of the military persons, we are today able to go down to the field, to the entire region. As we speak, my collaborators are in Kumbu, they are in Kambe, they are in Fundong. These are some of the areas where they haven't been to within the past few years.
Nga Gaspar, member of the electoral board, has praised the efforts of the stakeholders on the field to see to it that more persons get on board.
Our impressions are really very positive. We really appreciate the hard work that our collaborators have done on the field, because at the end of last year, they registered about 18,000 electors, and this year, 10 days to the end of the revision exercise, we have already registered over 26,000 electors. So my collaborators have really been doing a marvelous job on the field, and we continue to call on the stakeholders of the electoral process to continue sensitizing potential electors to come and get registered before the 31st of August this year.
During discussions, stakeholders were given the opportunity to interact for greater productivity. Given the reality on ground in this part of the country, governed by the socio-political stalemate, stakeholders are concerned about the security of their people. However, they wrapped up the session even more determined to identify green areas where polling centers shall be created to realize maximum participation from the people of the Northwest region.
And we remain in the town of Bamenda following the fire incident at Funchal Street in the town of Bamenda, where a duplex was consumed was raised by white flames some nights ago. Friends, family members, and loved ones of the former basic education regional delegate for the Northwest region has been trooping in to give their moral and financial support to the victim of the fire incident. As this at the time of this report, he has not been at home as he traveled out. So the set visit has captured the attention of our newsroom reporter for tonight, Aisha Ben.
Recently, at about 6 p.m., another fire broke out at Foncha Street, Bamenda 3 subdivision. The fire consumed the top floor of a story building belonging to one retired delegate of basic education. Report says it was only thanks to the intervention of the population who controlled the fire before the firefighters came about an hour later to contain the fire. Nevertheless, the material damage is still to be determined, but following a witness report, the damage is huge because only a few items were saved by the population. In the meantime, the exact cause of the fire is still to be established. It is worth noting that this is the second fire incident in the city of Bamenda within 72 hours after a local spice factory went into flames on Monday night.
Let's stay on to the Northwest region, this time around with the Regional Assembly of the Northwest region, where the August session for the Northwest Regional Assembly has ended in the town of Bamenda with an additional adjustment budget that was overwhelmingly adopted by the different regional council or regional assembly members in the Northwest region, as this session was presided over by the city mayor of the Bamenda Council. We are talking of the Bamenda City Council and not the Regional Assembly of the Northwest Region. I beg your pardon. As the Bamenda City Mayor Paul Achombong says, it is timely in order for developmental projects to be realized all across the city of Bamenda, as road infrastructures and other worrisome needs that the denizens in the town of Bamenda are in dire need of should be addressed adequately. More on that in the following story.
The Bamenda City Council in the August session is more concerned with the rate of fire incidents in the town. In a significant move to address this growing phenomenon of fire, the Bamenda City Council is introducing fireballs to inhabitants so as to help whenever fire breaks.
Fireballs are already ready in Bamenda. There are balls designated to be detonated at the slightest indication of fire. They produce carbon dioxide, which extinguishes flame. We've tested it, it works. Now that fire has become a rampant aggressor for our municipality, we are proposing to each and every Cameroonian who lives or anyone who lives in Bamenda, obtain your fireballs in your homes, in your marketplaces, in your offices, such that in the event of any fire disaster, these balls can go off and extinguish the fire.
During the plenary, there was a budgetary adjustment to address on the pressing needs such as the construction of the Bamenda main market, road infrastructures and other exigencies that denizens in the town of Bamenda are in dire need of.
We adjusted the budget so as to meet up with our contingencies, our expectations. You remember we readjusted the budget the first time in order to take into consideration the construction of the main market, which was on fire. Now, there's some lapses for emergency which were not there. We have the threatening collapse of the BMM office upstation, which were not considered in the budget. Those are some of the things. We have our dilapidated sewage van. We think we should make these adjustments to procure a new sewage van. We have the bypass at the La Chance Bridge. We are not going to construct a new bridge altogether, but we can do a bypass such that detailed studies will be done and the work executed in accordance with standard.
The Bamenda City Magistrate, on his part, used the occasion to further expatiate on the different road projects that the council has embarked on.
Construction work starts from Amumezam through Finance Junction, Veterinary Junction, City Chemist, Hospital Roundabout, T Junction, Ayaba Hotel. That's the road network which we're about to build, which is going to go in for the 30 billion francs deal we just announced in the hall. But this particular project, as I said, is funded by the World Bank. The contractor has been awarded the contract, and the contractor is going to start work. Our attention on the roads is not like we're doing the job for the World Bank. We're trying to make good the road passable in very precarious seasons like what we have. Trying to make the roads a little bit less bumpy like it used to be. That is what we're doing.
Though with certain degree of successes attained, the Bamenda City Council is plagued with enormous challenges.
Challenges are there to make us strong. And that's why we're strong. That's why we're kicking. And that's why we're going. The thing in Bamenda is a challenge. Security challenges are there. You saw the case